about to be 22 years old and I've done nothing with my life. In about a week from now, I'll be 22 years old. I was born in July 8th, 2004, and currently I'm 21 years old. And if I can tell you all my accomplishments in life, there wouldn't be any. The reason why I say this is because it just feels that I've been going through my life in autopilot. I haven't done any single goal that I've set for myself. I'm just lazy, I procrastinate, I do absolutely nothing even when I'm assigned a task at school. For instance, I ultimately just decide to do it last second, just half-assing it and just not giving them my best at anything. And I just feel that I'm just wasting my life, since the whole point of life is just to be loving it, but I'm not. I don't have a car, I don't have a driver's license, and I've really have no friends. So I'm just making this video as a way to just vent and for me to tell myself to actually do what I'm supposed to, the goals that I've set for myself. Because currently I'm just going through what I'm going to call the self-improvement loop, where I tell myself, hey, you have to lock in and do you have to work out, you have to do these set amount of goals. And the dopamine of me just telling myself that, I'm like, yes, okay, I'm about to do some self-improvement. And then you actually start working on it. I do the goals that I set for myself for about 2 or 3 days. Then I just start losing motivation, so I go on TikTok or YouTube and look up some self-motivation stuff to hopefully, motivate myself. And ultimately, I just end up quitting. And then just end up being down and depressed for a couple of days or weeks. And then the loop just continues. And that's just how I've been living my life for the last couple of years, ever since I graduated high school in May 2022. It seems that this is just the way I've just been living my life. If somebody had a gun pointed to my head and told me what was the time that your life started to go downhill, I would tell them it was 5th grade. It was during the summer of 4th grade and the start of elementary school in 5th grade. Onward. That's where my life started to go downhill. And the reason it started to go downhill was because me and my neighbor got into a bit of a confrontation over some dumb stuff. So for context, I used to play with my neighbor every single day. I used to play soccer, tag, just every day. And it was the most fun I ever had. And that's just really the only time I used to go outside was to play with him. And it was just super fun. But one day, there was 2 occurrences that happened. I used to bring my 3DS over. I brought my 3DS over one day to his house with my case full of all my video games, all my cartridges. And for some reason, one day he attempted to try to steal them. Like they fell on the ground. And they tried to steal them, and I got into a fight with him and his cousins. And somehow I wrestling over this one stick, and I grabbed this pointy stick. It was like a big wooden plank that was pointy. I don't know how I managed to yank the stick over 3 people, and it was sharp. And I knocked them down, and I yanked the stick, and I was gonna shank them with it, but I couldn't do it, even though they were going to try to steal my games. And I just cried on the spot. And that was one of the instances. And I think the next instance might have happened the same summer. And it was where we were playing soccer, and the ball went over to this one girl who I really liked, who was at his house. And they told me, go get the ball. And I said no, because it was next to the girl who I really liked. And even more context, me and this girl had a history, because when I was in 2nd grade, I had this whole genius idea that I was gonna go and buy her flowers and ask her out. She was gonna be my girlfriend, and it seemed like such a great idea. And I told my parents, hey, can you guys buy me flowers? And they said, for what? And then I told them that I was gonna ask this girl who I really liked, and then they said okay. And the whole reason how I got this idea was because I remember watching this show called La Vida Negra, which is in English translated The Black Widow. and the guy bought this girl flowers. So I thought, oh, it seemed like it worked for him in a show. I'm gonna do this in person. So that's where I got the whole idea from. So we went to Walmart's, and my parents, they got me these red flowers. I don't know what they're called. They got me like a bouquet, a huge amount of them. I don't know if they're called like a boutique or a boutique or just a lot of flowers. Well, the reason why I don't know what they're called is because, well, that was the only time I bought girl flowers ever since then. I gave up completely. But I got the flowers, and then I went over to, I saw them. I was super excited afterwards. I just couldn't sleep the whole night because I was so excited for the next day. And then the next day came, and I saw that the girl that I liked was at my neighbor's house, and I got the flowers, and I went over to his house, and she was there. I opened the door, and she was there, and I just went for it. I just told her how I felt. I gave her the flowers, and I told her how I felt, and I told her if she would be my girlfriend in Spanish, and she said no. And I was just heartbroken, and nothing like this had ever happened to me. And then she was with her sister, so I don't know, I just couldn't accept being rejected, so I immediately tried to ask her sisters out, and they both said no. So I got rejected 3 times in one day, and 3 years later, all was next to the girl who I got rejected by, and I still had feelings for her because it just never went away. So my neighbor told me go get the ball, and I said no, and then they were like, oh, you like her, this girl, which I did, but I just couldn't. I just played it off like no, I didn't, and I don't know why. It was just so petty. But then after that, I told myself that I said I was just gonna go home. Then after that, I just couldn't accept it. I just told myself I'm never going back to my neighbor's house, and I stayed true to my promise. I never set foot at my neighbor's house ever again after that. I just seemed to basically just be where everything just went downhill, since that was the only time I really talked to anybody after school, the only time I actually socialized, and I just ended up just playing video games all day in my room. I had a tablet which I used to play Pixel 3D on, and it was so fun. I used to just play all these games on Block City Wars and just distract myself from my reality. And then I used to play on the Wii, and I used to play Call of Duty Black Ops, Mario. My Call of Duty name used to be Mods Epic Gamer, which is where the name came from. I got really addicted to this one game on Xbox called Ark Survival Evolved, which I've accumulated over 30,000 hours, just wasting my life, distracting myself from my reality. And all throughout that last year of elementary, all throughout middle school, and all throughout high school, I just didn't really socialize or talk to anybody. I played Fortnite and all these video games, just distracting myself. And I have a lot of regrets, but we'll talk about them in another video. But that's just where I think my life just went downhill, just playing video games and just not talking to anybody, just me, myself. I don't really have that many friends, if I'm being honest. I feel that I'm just getting left behind, doing absolutely nothing productive. I had these goals set for myself, and I was working on writing a book last year, and around this time frame, I was so locked in just writing. I wrote 300,000 words in about a month, and I was halfway done through this book, and for some reason, I told myself, let me just take a day break, because I've done such good work. But then this day break turned into a whole week, which turned into a whole month, and then it turned into a whole year. And it just seems that I'm just lazy. I don't know if me not socializing with people or what caused me to be so lazy, but I don't know. I've just been lazy. I set goals for myself, and I just never do them, or I start them and then I give up around a day or so later. Just the thought of doing something is just so, I just can't bear that in my mind. So I either A, doom scroll, or B, I just play video games. The reason why I associate me playing video games as a waste of time is because I've been doing that for about 12 or so years, and it just hasn't really gotten me any closer to my goals. Sure, I might be good at them, and they may be fun at the time, but I play them by myself. I don't play them with friends or anybody else, so it's just a waste of time for me. So I'm making this video as a way to just tell myself to like actually start trying on something at least. And well, it's been 4 years and 2 months since I've graduated high school, and it just doesn't seem that I've gotten anywhere closer to where I want to be. And my goals currently are just getting financially stable, getting a car, or just not having to worry about working at all. Well, I had this business in May of 2023, and it actually did good. I made like $10,000 from it, and everything seemed to be going well. But then I don't know, I just got lazy, and I just stopped doing it. And then I've just been playing video games and doom scrolling, and just if someone was to tell me what have you done since all those 4 years and 2 months, I would tell them I've done absolutely nothing. And for most of my life, I've just done nothing. I haven't really tried at anything. I told myself when I was in 5th grade, I cannot wait to grow up. This was around 2015. I remember so vividly. I was watching YouTube. I think it might have been Vanoss Gaming, like a zombies map, and I was eating a burrito, and I just told myself, wow, I just cannot wait till I grow up. But little did I know, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. When you grow up, you have so many responsibilities. I have to worry about so much stuff, but I just think I'm just procrastinating and just overcomplicated things, kidding things. Right now, in a perfect world, where I was actually just focused on myself, I would have at least had a bachelor's in something. It's been 4 years. It's the bare minimum, but I only attended 1 year of college, and doing this is a way to remind myself that my time is running out and I'm not going to live forever. So if I continue heading down this same path of me just being lazy and not doing anything, that I'm just going to be miserable my whole life and just depressed. I feel like social media has just hindered me, and I just waste so much time on social media. I don't really play video games that much anymore. Instead, I just doom scroll, doing absolutely nothing beneficial. And the wake up call I had was just 1 week ago when I got 2 days off from work, and I told myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish scrutinizing my life, since that was one of my goals. I'm going to finish working on the book that I was working on. And I did absolutely nothing these past couple of 4 days. Nothing. For some reason, I stayed up for 2 days yesterday and the day before. I just couldn't go to bed. And I think it was just me knowing that I'm just not doing anything in my life. I'm just a feather in the wind, just hoping that life takes me in the right direction. But ultimately, I know that I've been in control for my life for this past year, and I've done nothing, and I need to change something. I just need to do something.